Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I am doing good. The surgery went well. I told that to a lot of you. Everything is healing up. I'm still a little sore, but I wanted to just take this time. I have a little bit of free time. I feel a little awake today to go through my plant haul and some reviews and what I think about certain stores. So this is a huge haul, and I'm sorry if this is going to be a long video, but I'm going to jump right in. First off, I'm going to start with the plants I got from a local store called McClendon's. I had no idea what this store or what this store carried. I knew it was a hardware store, but I never knew that it was like, duh, Emily, it's a hardware store like Home Depot and Lowe's. My friend took me to this store and I went nuts. And I purchased, they're not rare plants, but they are common everyday plants. They're not going to be real exciting to some of you, but the size of these plants I was thrilled with. But this is the same plant. It's a neon or lemon lime philodendron. I've heard it go by, I've also heard it go by yellow pothos, or not pothos, yellow cordatum, whatever you want to call it. I loved it. I saw it. He was kind of beat up, but I cut off all of his like torn leaves. He was the last one there. So I grabbed him up. He has some really pretty leaves. I got him home, and as soon as I got him home, I treated him for bugs. I changed his soil and he is doing good. Now, when I repot any plant that I end up purchasing from a store, especially Home Depot or Lowe's or any kind of hardware store where they're not really in tune with certain pests, I bring them home and I pot them up instantly. I don't care if I give them a little bit of trauma. That's what I do. I wipe down his leaves. I cut off some of his vines, but on the top here, if I can turn him to the camera, he is extremely bare. I hope you can see that. I have decided I'm gonna take that cutting that was overpriced and place him at the top as well, because he's doing good. He's chipper, he's growing, and just try to fill out the top of his plant. I like big, bushy hanging baskets, and then once his tendrils get really long, or his vines, I'm going to cut off some of his vines, place them, and repot them inside of the top of his head. This next plant I love. It's super common. I didn't realize what I was missing, and I'm not trying to be dramatic, until I brought this plant home. And when I was looking at her, first I'm going to show her to you first. And she is a beautiful. So here she is. This is a marble queen pothos. Oh, she was caught on something. You guys, her tendrils, oh my gosh, I can't even get it. I saw her at the store and she was the only one there, and I was shocked that nobody else was picking her up. So she's got all of that. Try not to get caught on all the plants I have to show you. She's got, I hope you can see what I'm showing you here. I purchased her. I'm trying not to hit anything. I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. This, oh my gosh, I'm breaking everything. I hope I just didn't break him. Okay. This plant, you guys, she's got these creamy, buttery leaves that look like they have like flecks of emerald green in them. My lighting, I'm sorry guys. I don't know if you can see that leaf. People who own her, my friends, you guys who own her will know what I'm talking about. I didn't think much of her at first. And then since my eyesight's bad, when I got her home, I saw the silver in her leaves. I don't know if you can see the silver. It's like actual shiny sterling silver color. The shiny, iridescent, silvery leaves that she has. I couldn't get over. I was like, she has silver in her leaves. And then she's got these creamy ivory colored leaves with green, dark forest green, emerald green, these weird grayish, stormy gray leaves, and then flecks of silver, and I cannot get over. And then she's got the buttery, creamy leaves with half gray, like this smoky gray color. I mean, there's one that looks, you can kind of tell, I hope you guys can see. It's so hard to maneuver with all these plants in front of me. All of these leaves are like beautiful and it's undescribable. And so when I saw her, I think this was a $20 hanging basket. I had to get her. I had some money. It was the beginning of July. I usually get my plant budget around that time. And sorry, I'm reaching over. I decided the heck with it. She was the only one, had no damage anywhere, and I said I'm going to get her. Along with this next plant that I got from McClendon's. I got 4 plants from McClendon's. She is right here. This is a big boy too, but she has more damage on her leaves. She was the only, yeah, continuing on. I'm glad none of my plants broke from that. Anyways, the next plant that I got from McClendon's is a silver splash or silver pothos. Now this also goes by, I believe, scindapsus, Pictus, exotica. I got one from Lowe's. That is the silver Ann, I think that's what it's called. It's less silver, but it's got more of the speckly gray on it now, or silver or gray, whatever. But this one has a ton more gray or silver on her leaves. I'm gonna see if I can get her close to you guys. So she is beautiful, but I got my silver pothos and I love her. She is beautiful. Myra, if you still want to propagate one for me, I would love that. But I found one finally. I was not finding them at Lowe's. I wasn't finding them at Home Depot. I wasn't finding them at my nurseries. Found her at McClendon's, grabbed her up. She has damage on her leaves, but I couldn't pass her up. She was the only one and I was willing to settle with that. And she was also $20 for this big boy basket. But I love the planter it came in. They're white and beautiful. They go well. These ones are out in my living room, my front room. The last plant I have to show you that I got from McClendon's is, and you're all, drum roll everyone. Ready? Ta-da! I found a wax plant. I knew exactly what they were when I saw a wax plant, and so I took a peek. And this is a Hoya Carnosa. What should I say? This is called, yeah, Hoya Carnosa. It doesn't say if it's the queen or if it's the princess. But I'm thinking, without looking it up or doing any research before I do this video, this is the princess, I believe. The other one that I was going to have, but I did not have enough cash on me, was a circular leaf. And I think that's the queen. I could be mistaken. I will look it up, or you all can tell me if it's the princess or the queen. Hoya Carnosa. So I got her, since I haven't seen this plant anywhere else. I decided to grab her, and I was like, you know what, she's got pink on her. I like pink. My wedding was black and pink, but I grabbed her. She looked very healthy. I am going to be keeping all of my Hoyas that I have collected inside of my kitchen. There's nothing wrong with her. I think they're all cool plants, but I kind of just grabbed her on a whim because I was like, well, I got like $9 left and they were $4. And I was like, well, I'll just grab her and put her in with the collection. Those are all the plants I purchased from McClendon's store locally. Now I'm gonna go into the plants that I have ordered on Etsy. The first seller I am going to talk about is, I have 2 sellers I buy from. I love them. I don't want to say personal relationship, but I feel like I have a relationship with them. I communicate with them, I talk with them, we email back and forth. I have the phone number of one of them and we text all the time together. And that's not to like, woohoo, I'm so special. You have heard me talk about her over and over and over and over again. I have done a review on her plants. I have unboxed her plants, and same with this other seller that I'm going to show you what I got from her. This plant may not be exciting to most of you. It is a rare plant from me in Washington. And it's been on my wish list pretty high for the last probably about 4 or 5 months. I saw it. I love the heart-shaped leaf. Yes, it is a philodendron. I love the Etsy shop, My Crazy Plant Life. Shamika is the owner of that store. I have had no issues with her. I really enjoy talking to her. She shows me pictures of her grow room or her grow houses or her greenhouses. I reach out to her and I'm like, do you know if you're going to be getting such and such in, or do you have this plant on hand? And she really keeps that open with me. And she's like, I go, do you have this plant in stock, or do you plan on ever getting this plant? And she goes, M, and I love that she calls me M. She's like, M, I have those in stock right now. Like I have them propagating. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, for how much? I always ask price because I like to do comparing prices and everything. And she goes, well, it's going for $30. And I was like, $30? I've never seen this plant go for this much. So I'm gonna show you this plant first before you guys are like, okay, done, I'm tired, click out. This is not the whole thing. So I planted this one up, and you guys all know now it's a Philodendron Gloriosa. She has been on my wish list for a long time. She has new growth right here. Now she had roots on her, but then on top of that, so I thought I was only getting a cutting, which I did, but then she sent extra. Thank you, Shamika. I cannot tell you thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. If you haven't checked out her Etsy website, I will link it down below. I don't even know if these are up on her website even yet. So she gave me that one. Now, I'm telling you, the male, if your plant, she lives in Florida, South Florida, and I live in Washington. So here's Florida, here's Washington, all the way across. I'm exactly kitty corner from Florida. They take a beating in the mail. And my cutting is wilted. My cutting's wilted, and that's okay. But ever since I have put this cutting in water, she's already perking up, I can tell. So not only did I purchase $30 cutting, but then she gave me a rooted plant. I could make 2 plants out of this, you guys. And this is the cutting that I got. Huge. It's huge. And I am keeping it. The reason why the water is white like that is because I have some rooting hormone in there, and I put a little bit more in the water as well. I warm the water up a little bit inside the microwave, just lukewarm to a little warm, and then I put about, I don't even measure. I shake in some of the rooting hormone, mix it up, and then I dip the end of this cutting into the rooting hormone, and then I place it under my grow light. And she is already perking up. Yeah, she's a little wilted. She's thirsty. She's had a rough time in Mayo. But look at how healthy the leaves already look. I am so pleased with this plant. And I'm going to tell you, this is actually, would you say it's like a third of the plants that I'm getting. Shamika is doing a Aeroid surprise box, or a monthly subscription. Now you can pay for one of the boxes, and this is in it, I believe. If it's not, don't shoot the messenger. I think the first Aeroid box of July is a Gloriosa. Do you see how pretty my Gloriosa is? So she's doing the first one, I believe, as a Gloriosa. And then I purchased, and this may be a lot of money to some of you, it's a 3-month subscription to this box. You pay $100 up front. It's like $109 with tax. and then you get 3 plants and some rare aeroids. Some of them may be common to you, but others may not be common, especially us in Washington and you know, if you live in, I don't know, Colorado or wherever. A lot of these plants are rare, and she has a lot of beautiful plants. So I have 2 more plants that I'm getting from the aeroid box. It's a $100 subscription. She has this on her website. She only had, I haven't even looked. The last time I looked, she only had 4 left because I was one of the, I purchased them. But then she has $50 boxes that you can get a rare aeroid from. So this is what I got, my Philodendron Gloriosa. I got my cutting, and then she also gave me a rooted plant. I'm very happy, I'm very pleased. So those are going to be sitting underneath my grow light. From Shamika, I have also got my painted lady. She's a full plant. She is in bloom. She has a new leaf coming up right there. She's a gorgeous plant. Got her also from Shamika, my Crazy Plant Life. I also got my beautiful Ring of Fire Philodendron. I think she's giving birth right there, and then she also has another one, I believe, right there. So she has 2 leaves that she's coming out with right now. I got from my Crazy Plant Life from Shamika as well. And I also purchased my cutting of my Florida Beauty Philodendron. She's been under my grow light. She's also giving birth right there to a new leaf. So I know that she's doing okay and she's happy. This cutting was only, at the time, I don't know what she's selling them for now, and I know she's propagating right now. This cutting was only $20. Do you know how expensive these plants go for? And I believe I also got, at the same time, I purchased my Ring of Fire. I got my Jungle Boogie, which is the Ring of Fire. It's a non-variegated version of the Ring of Fire, and it's a tiny baby plant. I only spent like 12 bucks on it. So, and you saw that in my plants that I acquire. And she also is coming out with a new leaf. So growing, she sits under my grow light. Those are the plants that I got from my Crazy Plant Life. And I love my Philodendron Gloriosa. I will keep you updated on what she looks like and how she's doing. And then I'm going to take her and then place her inside of the pot with the other plants that she came with. So next but not least, I wanted to go over another Etsy shop that I've purchased from a couple of times. And I love this woman. Please understand that I am not affiliated with anyone. Nobody. I don't have enough subscribers. I could care less, but I have never have been paid to show anybody anything. I do this all by my own judgment and by my own experiences with the sellers or the companies or the stores, and I do not promote anybody. But this is another one. My Crazy Plant Life and Coastal Tropicals, which is the store owner's name, is Tammy. She has her own website, Coastal Tropicals. She also has her own Facebook group, and then also she sells on Etsy. But I adore her. She's where I get my arrowheads from, syngoniums. I also saw she had another plant that I wanted really bad. My first plant that I got from Tammy, it came beautifully. There's no damage on it whatsoever. This is a lipstick plant, and this is a black pagoda. I got her, she's beautiful. I saw her on another YouTuber's channel and she was showing us. It's a beautiful plant. I think it also goes by either zebra plant or leopard plant because of the underside of her leaves. I'm trying to find a good leaf that you could see it right here. Do you see the underside of this leaf right here? It's like a red leopard. That's all I can say. My next plant that I purchased from her, I paid $9 for this plant, and It is my pink splash syngonium. This is a juvenile. This plant is emerald green with little flecks on certain leaves of like a pale pink. And you will see that on this one right here. But then on other leaves, if you haven't seen it yet, you will see there are actually a variegation of quite a large area on the leaf that has pink chunks inside of it or on it. So those are the two plants I purchased from Tammy from Coastal Tropicals. But then I want to go through what plants I've gotten from her in the past. I think I've shown you all. I purchased a philodendron. Now he's grown quite a bit. Tammy, I love this plant. The Xanadu and the Deja Vu philodendrons look pretty similar. And if you are very in tune or very knowledgeable about plants, please tell me if I'm wrong or right. The leaves look awfully similar. But I purchased one of these 4 months ago. Has it been that long? January or February? And then I got the plant. It was a juvenile, it was little, for $12. And I reached out to Tammy and I just said, Tammy, do you have any more of these plants? You don't have them on your website. She said that she yanked them off of the Etsy website because they were starting to dry up and look kind of weird. I asked her if I could purchase one. She said she'd be glad to send me one for $5, and then you pay 50 cents for the Etsy fees. But this is what she's doing. She's been under my grow light for the last 4 or 5 months. I potted them together, so I have 2 of them, and I potted them together. I don't know if you can tell in the middle, kind of, it's right here and right here. I wanted a bigger, fuller, bushier plant, and it's doing phenomenal. I love this plant. It's grown so much, and I cannot wait till he gets bigger. I think they get about 3 feet to 3 feet wide, 3 feet wide, 3 feet tall, height or whatever, and then I either 2 and 3 or 3 and 2. So, okay. So this is a past plant that I've purchased from Tammy, Coastal Tropicals. And then I have also purchased, rewind. With that plant, the second philodendron that I have ever gotten from her, she wanted to send me, she goes, Emily, do you have a Prince of Orange? And I said, yes, I got a Prince of Orange. She goes, can I send you a plant that you don't have? So I said, of course. She sent me an anthurium. Now this anthurium you can buy like at Lowe's, the red ones, the pink ones. But she goes, can I send you this? And I don't have an anthurium. I don't know how to take care of them. I kind of get the gist of it, but I don't have any. And I said, of course. And she is rocking. She is growing. And she lives under my grow light. And I just missed her, and I keep her soil moist in bright light. But she is in my grow light right now. But you would put her in bright indirect light with lots of humidity. So she's doing good. This is also, Tammy sent me her for free. Thank you, Tammy. Got that one. Other plants that I have purchased from her, which I need to repot because they're growing out of their pots. I've also purchased my Neon Robusta, which is a neon syngonium. And then I've also purchased my Syngonium Coral. Kind of similar. She's a little bit darker. She's kind of a neon, brighter pink. So they are doing good. This is a clumping form of syngonium. So they're not gonna get real tall and lanky like your confetti. This is another one that I've purchased from Tammy as well. I got confetti. Remember, if you go back to my Coastal Tropicals unboxing or haul or whatever I called it, I got these 3 plants all together. The clumping form has grown a lot, but as you can tell, there's a difference between the 2. So this is the confetti that I opened. It was only one small plant and he has bloomed. Look at this ginormous leaf he just gave me. This is And I also know, because I was kind of confused, because I've watched Keely Joy and she also has a confetti, but hers is more of a beautiful emerald green, like a light and bright emerald green with splashes of pink. And then I was like, I was confused because mine's more of a creamier look, a very light tinge green and a little bit creamier look to it, but they can range in that color, I believe, because I reached out to Tammy and I just said, Tammy, is this, are you sure we got the confetti? Because I've seen it be kind of an emerald green color as well. And she said, yeah, they can range between the both. So I think I just have a creamier version of the confetti. So that is another plant that I have gotten from Tammy. All her plants have come in beautiful shape, you guys. I love them. I think that's it. And then another thing that I purchased this month is these guys right here. I'm gonna go through all of my plants and wipe down their leaves. I've seen more and more videos about mealybugs. So this is Dr. Bronner's Gentle Baby Mild Soap. And this is pure organic neem oil that you can use on your hair, nails, skin, plants, everywhere, like anything. But I got neem oil and I'm gonna go around, do my solution, wipe down leaves, and be very cautious about all those pests that are coming out, thrips, white flies, aphids, mealybugs, all these things. But that's what I'm going to be doing. I have some measurements and everything. If you want to see a video like that, I can do one, but it'll take me probably today and tomorrow because I get kind of tired, still recouping from my surgery. But I thank you all for joining me. I know this is a very long video. So these are my plants that I purchased. I don't think I have any other ones to show you. And I think I'm going to be signing out. I hope you all enjoy your weekend. I hope you had a good 4th of July. We just sat here, barbecued, and ate good food with friends. So God bless you guys.